Oh my gosh, this stuff takes forever. Why did I do this before? Glasses, hat, check, check, check. 99%. Hey everybody, this is Steve with Entering Into Space, and I am back. It's been horrible weather. I've had surgery, and it's been horrible weather. I've barely imaged anything at all, but I did get some bubble nebula data that I might show you at the end of this video, just for the heck of it, just to prove to you that I have been doing something in the astrophotography world. But what I want to show you today, this is kind of a video devoted to the folks who are in super bright skies, who are kind of relegated to narrowband data, who really struggle shooting broadband or true color data, and are sick of yellow and blue. Who's sick of yellow and blue? I mean, it's cool and everything, but who's sick of it? So today I want to show you how I'm going to process some data here and turn it in, this is narrowband data, and turn it into a color image, like a true color image, a color image. Of course it's going to have color, but it's not going to be yellow and blue. It's going to be more true color. And we're going to do that through pixel math. And the data that I have was sent to me by Astro Pal from a remote observatory out in New Mexico. Yeah, shot it with an 80mm Stellarvue, and I will put all of his equipment and time and everything down in the description below. Promise. Pinkies. But yes, about 27 hours of data on the, let's see what it looks like here, the Seagull Nebula. Bam. That's amazing, amazing data. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how I'm going to process this narrowband data and combine it into something that's more true color. And also show you a very lengthy process on how to stretch your data and not have those dreaded blown out stars, and really be able to squeeze out the most of the signal without affecting the stars. And if you've been watching me and you're like, man, he does it easy, you're not going to like this, because it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. So let's get started. I've chit-chatted enough. So anyway, we got three good data sets here. It's our hydrogen, our sulfur. Sulfur's pretty strong. Oxygen's pretty strong. I don't know what's going on with this Autostretch. It looks very pixelated, but it doesn't stretch that way. So go figure. But you know what I like to do when I've got three good data sets like this? I like to integrate them into a superloom. So let's go up here, go to process, down to image integration. And we're going to choose image integration here. We're going to take these three files and we're going to combine them into one. We're going to use that for our luminance. So let's go over here to add files. Seagull, let's choose these three files. And click open. All right. And we're just going to click the global, apply global button. We're going to leave everything set at default. And it's going to add certain percentages of these three data sets into one. All right, so now we've done that. Let's close that down. This is our rejection image, so we can close it. And let's do an auto stretch. And there's our three data sets combined. Let's rename this luminance, or just loom. Click OK to that. We're going to put this bad boy up here because we're not going to need him right now. We're going to process these three images here. And we're going to stretch them before we combine them into a SHO natural. Just a pixel math algorithm that I've got down here. Or not algorithm. That's a, yeah, I was getting to be real smart there. That's not that smart. It's just some equations. Trust me. So the first thing I want to do is probably come in here to the oxygen. Let's kill the auto stretch. So what we're looking to do here with this data is we want to pull the stars out. We want to get rid of the stars so we can really attack the signal. But we've got to get them bright enough for the StarNet module. Yeah, module to be able to pull them out. So let's open up histogram transformation here. And we're going to do a real-time preview. We're just going to pull this midpoint over. You're going to watch the data start to get brighter here. And what we want to do is apply a mild stretch to this data. We can actually pull this white point in, and that's really going to make those stars pop open pretty good. Like that. Actually, I did it and then took it off. Let's accept it. Let's click this little checkbox here so we can see there's our histogram. See how narrow it is? Let's reset the tool. Let's push that black point slider over. And if you've done this before, it's like levels in Photoshop. It's just an iterative process that's back and forth. We want to stretch that data. And you see it's super bright. Just bring it back over to the black point. Now we're starting to see some stars. Probably want to get them just a little bit brighter. And the other cool thing about doing it this way is it keeps your stars small. And this may not be the best data set because it's so good. You know, when you sent it to me, I didn't even have to do a DBE. Did you notice that? You were like, something's missing. Yeah, he didn't even have to do a DBE. Nice flat, no gradient. That's what you get under dark New Mexico skies. Way to go, Wade. Wade Hudstead. Way to make everybody else go. Anyway, he's got some great gear. So let's stretch this. Continue stretching it. I think we're about done. Let's bring that black point down here. Somewhere right there. Let's accept that. Maybe pull that white point in just a little bit, just to brighten those stars. Just a little bit. Got a good star feel. All right. So let's minimize the histogram transformation. Let's kill the real-time preview. And let's apply StarNet. And we're going to pull the stars out. Okay, so it is finishing up. We have pulled out the stars. Awesome. There's our stars. We're going to minimize that star mass. Just push it down here. So we have our oxygen data here. And you can start to see the signal for the oxygen showing up here. So let's open up a tool that I am going to showcase a little bit more in another video called Arcsign Stretch. And you're like, what? Yeah. This tool is pretty amazing, especially for pulling out the color. But I'll show you that in another video with another data set that was sent to me. So if you're watching this video and you're like, hey, I'd like to see Steve process my stuff, send it to me. I'll leave my email down in the description below. Shoot me an email, shoot me some details about it. And I might just make a video about processing your data. Guaranteed. Okay, so Arcsign Stretch. We've got a pretty good stretch here, but let's boost it with this tool. So the way Arcsign Stretch works is it has like a preview or a live view, real-time view. That's what I want to say. So we definitely want to adjust the black point over. You see what it's doing here. But we're applying this stretch. Pull that black point over. Somewhere in there. It's really showing you all the oxygen signals. So let's apply that. See what we get here. It's gonna look funky. Don't worry. Let's reset it. Let's close the real-time preview. Let's check it out. Look what that did. Just the two little stretching the stretch factor and the black point. Just pulling those over. Look what we did. You know, let's do it before and after. Look. Hardly any signal. Lots of signal. Hardly any. Lots of signal. And good separation too. So let's minimize that tool. We're just going to do that one time. Don't worry. I'll talk more about this later. So what you can see looking at this data though, is we've got a lot of star halos in here. And this is where it gets tedious. This is some great O3 data, great oxygen data. But we need to probably clean this background up. And this is where, like I said, it gets pretty tedious. What we're going to do is we're going to come here to all processes. We're going down to clone stamp. And we are going to repair some of these brighter spots in here. And trust me, it's going to make your image look so much better if you take the time to do this. Whether you use Arcsign Stretch or whether you just keep stretching with the curves, it's going to look a lot better when you process it this way without the stars. So let's click on the image. Let's boost that radius to maybe 60, something nice and wide. We're going to drop the opacity down on our clone stamp tool to mid 50s, somewhere there. We're going to zoom in here to the image. So hold the control key down, click, come over here, and look at that, halo gone. And I'm not going to bore you. I could, but I'm not. I'm not going to bore you with cleaning all these up. I just want to hit the bigger ones. The ones that are really going to show up in your image and start to create some of that ugly color differential within your image. See how I'm not quite blotting them out completely. I'm just de-emphasizing them. And like I said, you can spend an hour hitting every one of these spots, or you can come around here to some of the bigger spots that bigger stars, de-emphasize them. And if you get, I don't like to get too deep into the nebula like that one right there. If we click and we click on it, yeah, it toned it down pretty good. Sometimes I like to stay away from the nebula, but you see, this guy right here, he's going to show up in your color. So let's just tone him down a little bit. See that? All right, we're not manipulating data. We're just blotting out some of these stars. And this is what you would see if you stretched your image with the stars in it. So we just want to go around. I want to hit some of these heavier ones here. And let me do a few more of these and I'll be right back. All right, so I've cleaned up, some of the brighter ones in here. Let's go ahead and check that, hit the check mark. And you got to close that clone stamp tool because it is a dynamic tool. So let's create a little more separation from the principal nebula here and the background. So we're going to open up curves transformation, right? And we're going to have the RGBK selected. We're going to kind of point here at this histogram line, and we're going to actually pull our mouse button back. And what that does is it zooms in to this histogram line. So theoretically, when we roll it back like that, we're like only seeing that quadrant. So roll it back to about 5. Come in right here, and we're going to pull. Actually, we got to create a real-time preview. Pull it down. See how it's pulling it down right there? Nice, very nice. So let's roll it forward. Zoom all the way back out so that we see this in full view. And then we're going to take our mouse and just click this little crosshair. We're going to find right where this oxygen starts, and where it's at on the histogram line. So it's right about here. So let's just grab it right here and lift it up. See that? We've been able to really attack the background and create a little more separation and really boost that oxygen even more. Let's accept that. Okay, I like it. Let's create a copy. Next step, want to create a copy. Let's open up histogram transformation and this is a mask that we're working on. So we're going to boost it and clip it. All right, because we want to salvage this, but we really want to attack this background with some noise reduction. Let's accept it. This is our background noise reduction mask. We're going to apply it, minimize it, and then right click on the image, come down to mask, and say invert. Okay, so now our background is vulnerable. All that oxygen data is not going to receive any noise reduction. So mask and show mask so we don't see it. We're going to open up a multi-scale linear transform. We've got the noise reduction box checked. If you want to copy these settings down, these are my first 4 layers that I'm attacking with the noise reduction. So I'm just going to drag and drop it on the image. I'm not even going to see what it does as far as a preview is concerned. So we smooth the background out, which is good. Let's come down here to masks, remove that mask. Okay, and let's double click on this image here, the signifier. Let's just change that to 03. There's a big old long names Wade had here, doing it. Master SVX80 Seagull S2 NSG. Bro. Poindexter. No, I'm kidding, man. Anyway, I think we're done. You know, we've diminished some of the bigger star halos. There's still some here, you know, that we could probably see. I'm never done, right? You're feeling me. You're feeling me. There's these 3 star halos here that are just bugging me. Are they bugging you? Are they bugging you? Let's get rid of them. Let's do it. All right. Control, smooth out, control, smooth out, control, smooth out. Feels so much better. Thank you. Okay. All right, so let's open up Pixel Map and let's stick the stars back in. So our single expression editor is checked. Let's open up the expression editor. We're gonna say 03 plus star mask. Click OK. Our destination should be set to replace target. Like that. Let's drag and drop. Stars back in. Wow. So look, I've done all that stretching and look how my stars are in check. Stars are in check, right? Like it. Okay. So let's minimize it. Push it over here. And we can get, let's do some house cleaning. Let's get rid of these 2 so we don't get confused. Delete them. No, I don't want to do that. Let's open up our S2. Let's double click on the tag here. Let's change that to just S2. Big old long names. And same process. Let's see how this one turns out though. Let's open up our histogram transformation. Reset the tool. It's recognized S2. Our check mark is here to see our histogram. Let's do a real-time preview. And let's do a mega stretch here, right over to the data. Accept it. Reset the tool. Pull the black point in. It's basically a level stretch. Let's do it again. Pull that over with that white point up. Get those stars to pop. Bam, it's white. Now let's bring that black point over again. Start to see some stars. Start to see a little bit of the S2 signal. Okay, let's check it. Let's bring it up just a little bit more. See all the stars shining. This also helps you from oversaturating your stars and making them so bright you just can't get any color in them, you know, which I've done several times. I like that. Let's accept that. Reset the tool. Pull that white point in just a little bit. Ooh, I got him to pop, didn't it? Yeah. Let's bring the black point in just a little bit. All right, good. Okay. So we'll close the real-time preview. We'll open up StarNet++, same process, drag and drop, and sit back. Okay, stars out. Let's minimize that. And let's reduce StarNet here. So look at that already. We've got some killer S2 data, right? I mean, damn. So let's open up this Arcsign Stretch here. Let's open up a real-time preview. Cool. Slide that black point over. All right. Let's boost the stretch factor on it, just subtly. Just keep working these 2 sliders back and forth. And let's accept it. What? Let's reset the tool. Let's minimize it. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, man. Is that tool not awesome or what? I can't wait to tell you all about it in another video. So this one doesn't have quite the star halo effect, but it does have some that we can clean up here. So let's come over here to our clone stamp tool. It's already set up from the last time. So control click, control click. And I'm not gonna, I would do a lot of these, you know, if I wasn't being watched by you. God, you're so impatient. But I would just mainly focus on the big ones here. So like even you know, like this guy right here, you want to click pretty close to it just because you don't want to like select something super dark and then go put it into a brighter area. That would be bad. But if you did, guess what? Just hit the back button. Boop. Just one time. All right. So let's select a little bright area right there and just kind of minimize that one. All right. Like there's a big honking one right there. Honking. Let's just diminish. We're just diminishing its impact. Okay. That's all we're doing. All right. Nice clean background. The other thing that Arcsign Stretch tool does that's pretty cool is it really produces some great star spikes. Yeah. Noticed that today, actually. All right. So, there's another one up there. You know it's going to bug me. You know I can't leave it alone. Look. Diminished. See that? It's going to make your final image look so much better. You're going to notice if you're, you know, Wade here, he's using Astrodon filters. So, cha-ching. But if you're using like ZWO 7nm filters, you know, you're going to get much bigger stars. When you start reducing that band pass down, your stars start tightening up. But 7 nanometers, 10 nanometers, your stars are going to be pretty big and they're going to be pretty bloaty, and you're going to have some pretty big halos to get rid of. So let's accept that. We're on the video, you know, we're on a time crunch here. Same thing. Let's make a copy. Let's cut it. Let's do a real-time preview. Wow, already set up for it. Let's accept it. And we're just doing a background noise reduction copy. So drag and drop that on. Okay, let's come over here to mask, and we're going to invert the mask. Let's not even change that. We'll just pull up. And multi-scale linear transform typically works better for linear data. We've already stretched this. This is non-linear, but it still smooths it out pretty good. Don't worry about it. But you can use any kind of luminance noise reduction that you want to use. I just like cleaning that background up. Just find that it makes a better image. Let's minimize it. Let's remove the mask. And let's do our little curves transformation trick. Let's do a real-time preview. Let's roll it back. We're going to pull it down right here in the very lower limit. Like that. Roll it forward. Full view. Let's find out where the data is. Ooh, the data's sitting right here. Look at that. Bam. Bam. All right. Cool. To minimize that tool. Let's kill the real-time preview. I like it. So let's put the stars back in. Let's come here to Pixel Math. Go into our expression editor. Let's delete that equation out here. So we're going to say S2 plus star mask. Click OK to that. Replace target is selected. Drag and drop the triangle. Stars back in. Awesome image. Okay. Look at that. I mean, right. Nice, clean. You don't have any big clunky halos around the stars. Everybody's nice and tight. Good, tight, small stars, so we like it. Let's minimize it and do some house clipping. Clipping? All right, let's open up our HA. Double click and let's rename it HA. Nice and simple. So HA, look how strong it is and look how small the stars are with a full screen transfer function stretch. So I typically do not do that process that I did here because I'm trying to really bolster these weaker data signals. With the HA, since it's so strong, I want to actually pull it back. I want this to show through more. You know, I don't want it to be HA dominant, right? So let's just, let's do a real-time preview here. We're going to do a stretch on it. Whoop, bam. Let's pull it over one more time. Super strong, iterative. So our HA data is really starting to shine through. Now it's really gonna pop. I like it. Right there. Okay. Let's minimize it. Let's open up our Arcsign Stretch and finish it off. Probably could have done the whole thing with it. You want to? Want to see what it looks like? You're excited, aren't you? You're like, man, he has been teasing this. All right, let's do this. Watch this. This is pretty cool. So I'm totally ruining the next video. I know, I suck. But the next video is about color. So let's just pull this over. Nice stretch. Don't want to touch this black point on the first iteration. We're just going to bring this fine-tuned black point over. Accept it. Something looks like that. Now you can bring the black point way over. Ha ha ha. See? And look at that. Ooh. Whoa. See, it's too much. See? See? And people go, I don't like this tool. But the fine point really brings it in. It's kind of iterative. You got to do it a couple times. Reset it. Let's do it again. Okay. By now you can really be more aggressive with that black point. But look at our stars. Our stars don't get blown out. All right, we're just sliding these two over. All right, let's accept that. Because the whole name of the game here is really keeping the HA kind of at bay here. Because we don't want it to just over dominate everything. Because it will have a tendency to do that. Right there, look at that. And remember, we're just dealing with our color data. We're going to put our luminance on it and attack that detail here in a second. But look, Wade, some awesome data, brother. This is a pleasure to work with. I mean, look how clean this is. All right, boom. Okay, so the standard method. We could come in here to channel combination. We can reset the tool. We can do the old Hubble palette here. We can drag and drop S2 in the red, HA in the green, O3 in the blue. Hit the apply global, and we get this. Everybody knows this. Everybody's familiar with this, right? Right? But let's minimize that. But what I've got here in this SHO natural is a set of equations, and really what is happening here in the red channel, let's open up the expression editor. In the red channel, we're combining HA and the S2. So the hydrogen and sulfur data, your two red datas. Actually, sulfur is more on the red scale than hydrogen. We're combining those in a percentage, and you can play with these numbers. I definitely have. So what we're doing is we're taking our weakest, instead of having the blue down here in the weakest signal, which is oxygen in the blue, we're going to put oxygen in the green. In the blue channel, we're still going to put oxygen, a big percentage of oxygen, but we're going to bolster it with a little percentage of HA here. See that? Cool, right? That's what we're doing. So if you follow along, there's red, green, blue. Simple equations, 0.85 times HA plus 0.15 times, or excuse me, O3 plus 0.15 times HA. I mean, and feel free to mess around with these and let me know what you come up with. But anyway, we are creating a new image. So now down here in the destination, we want to create a new image and we want it to be RGB color. So in order to do that though, we have to have one of these open. So we'll just open the HA and we're going to hit our apply button. Boom. There you go. I say boom a lot. I've said a boom a lot. Right now, look, we've got good oxygen signal in here. We've got a nice red for our hydrogen. We might be a little green biased, so we could come over here to SNR, set the green. Let's push that green back to, let's do 75%. Just drag and drop. What do you think? Yeah. So we could actually stretch this more. And I would advise, if you get to this, when you get to this point, pull your stars back out. I'm not going to do it because that would be super boring. But pull your stars back out again. Process what you have here. Really add some color and some saturation. But we're going to do it with the stars in it just because they're so small. So let's open up Curves Transformation. Open up a real-time preview. We're just going to build a nice, really typical S-curve in here. Something like that. All right. Cool. And this is SHO data. This is still SHO. It's just combined in a different method to give you a little more realistic looking color data that you might see. Well, I don't know what you're going to see. Who knows what you're going to see out there? Anyway, it's just different. It looks cool. So let's do a luminance. Let's extract the luminance on it. Cool. Let's apply that. Actually, let's not apply it. Let's create a little mask out of it here. Right there. Let's cut it or clip it just a little bit. I want to add some saturation to that data. All right. Probably get a little bit of red out of the background. Let's come here to mask and say show mask. So open up our curves transformation, do a real-time preview, and let's just boost the saturation right there. I like it. I like it a lot. We can actually take that B component and pull it down and get a little more blue out of the data. There you go. Take your time. It's fine. Nobody's watching. Let's go out here to mask and go invert mask. Did another real-time preview. Now notice we got quite a bit of a red tinge around here. Let's just see where that red's at. See, it's right about here. Let's just pull it down. There we go. That looks better. Okay. And yeah, I don't know what else you'd want to do to this. You may want to stretch it some more. May do some local histogram to get the different shadows put back in here. But for right now, let's remove the mask. Let's go over here to convolution. Hit a real-time preview. We already had it set, so let's just push it right over here. We're going to blur. And you're like, why'd you do all that dang noise reduction if you're just going to blur it? Trust me, it helps. Let's minimize this image. Okay. Let's open up this luminance here. It's a great looking luminance. First thing I want to do though is I want to do linear noise reduction. I'm going to use a script for that. So I'm going to come over here. And normally I would deconvolve this data. But guess what? It was shot at such a wide field. The stars are already really tight. We've got great signal. Got great what am I trying to say? Structure. I mean, look at that. You can process just that right there, right? I think I just want to denoise it. So I'm going to come in here to script. Easy. I'm going to go to the easy suite, easy denoise. Yes, I understand you could screw it all up. I'm going to find the luminance image. That's this right here. Go into my I'm in it. My TGV settings, and I've got the iteration set to 1500. I'm going to leave that alone, and I'm just going to say run denoise. It's going to make its own mask. It's going to make several masks, and we're going to have a nice smooth image at the end of this that we can stretch. All right, I think we are just about done. Oh my dear Lord, why didn't I do this stuff before? Anyway, oh, it still has to do this little thing, whatever this multi-scale median transform stuff is. I was too quick. All right, PTL, it's done. Let's minimize it. Let's close all these masks, these completely white masks. Not sure what that is. All right, let's kill the real-time preview and let's open up histogram transformation here. Do another preview and we're going to stretch. I like to stretch these by hand just because I want to keep the background in check, you know? I don't want to stretch noise. I hate stretch noise. So we're just going to do this little iteration here. And we're not going to use the new tool because you are not going to get me to spoiler alert again. Now stop it. I swear. All right. So like we've done before, it's just an iterative process back and forth till we get the data we want it. Ooh, it's looking good. This is going to be our luminance data that we're going to apply over the top of our color image. Look at that. Oh, man, some good looking stuff here. All right, we're pretty close to what I like. Now I just want to continue to set that black point where I ultimately want to have it at. And let's make it just a little bit brighter. I like it. We're pretty far off the left, so we can bring that in right about there. Cool. And I found that it definitely helps to give this luminance data a good S-curve. So we want to brighten those highlights up, or else it's pretty flat. We're right here, like that. And if you wanted to, you could mask off some of these areas and do some local histogram transformation. We might do that after we apply it. Let's kill that real-time preview. Let's grab our image 14. This was our natural data that we worked on here. Right? Let's do a preview box. Okay, click that. We click that little blank square button. We got this preview box right here. Let's open up LRGB combination. We're going to reset the tool. We're going to take that luminance that we just worked on, apply it. Uncheck our G and B. Let's boost the saturation by bringing that slider down. And let's boost the background darkness by pushing that up. Yeah. And we're not going to do chrominance noise reduction because we just want to see what it looks like. And it looks amazing. Yes. Probably could get a little more red out of it. We can also work on that too. Yeah. All right, so let's check chrominance noise reduction. Let's open up the full image, drag and drop. All right, there we go. Asa. So it's a little drab, just a little bit, but we're gonna fix that. Promise. Let's kill that little preview box here. Let's create another luminance mask here that we can apply to it. Very nice. Let's apply that luminance mask to that. But you gotta admit, it's a pretty cool looking image. So let's do another little S-curve in this thing with the RGB. Look at that. Let's do the check that lightness too. It's really gonna make it pop and vibrant. And we can also find out where our color is. It's pretty much dead in the middle. Let's boost that saturation. Look at that. Ooh. All right. Shimon. Let's hit that saturation one more time. You want to? Whoa. Whoa. You ever saturate it too much, you lose a lot of detail, so you got to be careful. Got to be careful. Kind of pick it up on the top end. Right there. Beautiful. All right. Let's right click on the image and invert the mask. Open up your RGB, roll the mouse wheel back down about 5. Let's put it way down here on the black point. Boom, they're gonna give you some contrast right there. See that right there? Something like that. Reset the tool. And there's oodles of things you can do from this point that we won't do. You can come in here and say mask and then invert the mask back so that your background is protected. And your eagle, it looks like an eagle, right? Why does it call this a seagull? Like, I've seen some seagulls steal my potato chips before, but I ain't never seen one look like this. So we could come in here, let's do a little preview, actually. Let's make that preview bigger, all right? Let's do this local equalization, drop that down to 8-bit. Kernel radius at 200, contrast limit 2.5, amount about 30%. Let's drop it on, see what it does. It's really gonna pull in some of the low lights. So Control, Shift, and Z. See what it does. Highlights highlighted, low lights low lighted. Right? Click on the full image. Drag and drop. Okay, so let's go back one. Before, after. Definitely enhanced or emphasized the structure in this image. So I could do a lot of background. I could do some background noise reduction. It could take some, but look, we've got good stars. We don't have any funky star halos. Our star shapes are all right on. We could do a little star reduction. You know, we could do that with the Easy Sweets has a nice star reduction tool. But, you know, you could almost get away with not doing any star reduction. And what we have in here in the name of the game is wispy. We've got lots of wispy. We've got lots of color detail, you know, down in here. There's no harsh stopping and starting of any of this data because it really doesn't do that out in space. It doesn't just go, it flows. Anyway, and, you know, you've got this traditional type image here, which you could take your SCNR and do like that. Kill all the green out of it. Take the Hulk out. Hulk smash, right? Undo a curves transformation on it and do a nice little boost and this and, you know, some saturation. And wow, did you see how fast I did that? That was real time, people. You know, and this is what us bright sky people are kind of relegated to, you know, and it's a great looking image. And don't get me wrong, this NASA Hubble palette is awesome. But if you're tired of it or you want to change, you know, this is a good change, right? And it's using your same data, and it's like a typical HOO bicolor palette, except for you're getting the contribution. Watch what I'm doing here. I can't stop fidgeting. I'd really like to, but I'm really kind of not digging that red that's in the background. See, that looks better. Let's boost that blue a little bit. There we go. I don't know. We're just getting crazy with it now. But this is your two comparison images. I know this one's kind of blocked up. But yeah, what do you think? You know, do you like it? In that process, like I said, you're going to notice if you're using narrowband filters, higher band pass, you're going to see those O3 and S2 stars get really big. And they're going to be much bigger than your HA stars. And you're going to see some really funky halos when you do that. But if you stretch it, pull the stars out, and then just focus on your signal like I showed you, and then put your stars back in, clean up your star halos, you're going to have a much cleaner image. What was that from the notebook? Is it going to be a lot of work? Yes. Is it going to be worth it? I think so. Yes, it's going to be worth it. So yeah. So this is what I like to call it, SHO Natural. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And Wade, my friend, great data. I greatly appreciate it. And it was a pleasure to process. And for the rest of you guys, until I see you again, clear skies and clear minds.